So now these are some big chickens. And these are the small ones, to be honest. I wrapped up the big ones as whole chickens. Okay, so here's the chicken. Easy way to cut it up. Between the drumstick and the breast, just pull it apart a little bit. Just cut that first skin. Take your fingers. These fingers are going on the back now. You can feel where the joint is. Put your fingers on the back like that. Take the chicken and then just bend it. And that'll loosen up those bones. This one must have had a broken back. But that popped out the thigh bones. We'll show you again on another chicken. Then just cut them off. Cut a little close to the back because there's a good piece of meat on there. So again, just run your knife. You'll be able to feel the back part. There's a little pocket of meat in there. And you can pull that off. Just pull on it a little bit. That might be easier too. And that'll take the leg. So that's the leg with the back off. Again, just cut down. And you'll feel, I'll just do it here, you'll feel the joint. Once you get good, you'll be able to cut right through it. So now you have a drumstick and a thigh. Once again, right in the joint, from this side up, that side, feel the joint, cut through, drumstick and thigh. Now you got drumsticks and thighs right there. Now let's go for a wing. So again, there's the rest of your bird, the wing. Pull it out, just cut lightly, right against the backbone. Seeing what that did, that exposed that joint. Now just go through the joint, lift the wing up, and cut it off. So again, on the other side, just cut lightly down, lift the wing up, and pull it through. Then, if you want to separate the wing, that's what... Okay, so separate the wing, the drumette. That's that wing, the little front part, like the little drumstick. Cut it down, and you'll come right by the joint. You can just pull on it if you want. That'll separate the joint. Then you can separate the tip from the wing. See where it bends there? So just cut somewhere in that area, and that'll show you where you're supposed to go. If you want, just bend it back a little bit. And through. So now we got one chicken almost cut up. So there's one chicken, thighs, drumsticks, wings. Take a bigger knife. This is the breast, and this is your back. So you can cut the back right down, just nice and lightly, it goes right through. Aim a little bit towards the back, otherwise you're cutting into the breast meat. Now just take your thumbs again, inside, and then just pull lightly, like that, and that'll separate the breast from the back. Pressure on it, and there you go, you got the back separated. Now the back, you can separate the front from the back part too if you wanted. I'm going to take all these and throw them in a pressure cooker and make soup stock. Okay, there's your breast. So you can do one or two things. You can make bone-in breast by cutting right up the middle. So you could cut back like that on the keel part. You can split that whole thing like that if you wanted. So for this one, well, I want to make boneless breast, but we're going to make one bone-in for you. So just take your knife, go make sure your fingers are clear, and chop. Try and get it as close to the center as you can. Then just for simplicity, we'll just go like that. Little pressure on the knife. Be very careful when doing this. Cut it right up the middle. Again, you'll see where it joins on. So you can take your knife again and just go chop that bone with the back. Try and use this part of your knife. That way it doesn't wreck the good part. You'll have to sharpen your knife after doing this though. You can cut right through that. That'll give you the keel part, the back part of the breast and the front part. So now you got a chicken, you got 4 pieces of breast. You got 2 thighs, 2 drumsticks, so that's 8. And then if you had just the wings in whole, you'd have 10 pieces, but I broke the wings down. And if you really go, like these are really expensive in the stores. Bone-in breasts are expensive, boneless are more. And so you got some pretty good dollars worth of chicken there. Turn it on its breast a little bit, then just loosen that off. The way you do this, it takes most of the meat off the back too. However, it's going to go in the soup. So there's a drumstick, a whole leg and a thigh. Cut right in the joint. Push your knife down. Go right through. Drumstick, thigh. And you can even go further and make these boneless if you wanted. Make boneless thighs if you wanted. So if you do that, just run your knife on the bone of the thigh. And you can pull that bone out and make boneless thighs. You can do it almost all with your thumb. These are larger chickens, so you're getting lots of meat on there. Little assistance with the knife. And now, you pretty much have a boneless chicken thigh. Take that joint off. Just feel for any other heavier cartilage. So now you've got a boneless chicken thigh. So you could do it that way too if you wanted. That's a good way. If you don't like bones. So again, there's the other thigh. So I'm just going down to the back. There's a big pocket of meat that goes right up into the back. So I always try and take that off on the thigh, rather than leave it on the back. Okay, there's your leg, joint, down, cut. Boneless thigh maybe again. We're getting fancy, boneless thighs. And believe it or not, guess what these are for? These chickens are Christmas presents for my kids. I'm really against buying gift certificates, because I think that, number one, forces people to buy at a place they may not want to buy. And there's billions of dollars in the US that go unspent gift certificates every year. So that's a total waste of money. So if you want to give a gift certificate, give them an IOU or a check or some chickens. Boneless breast down the rib cage. Just around the little back of the joint. Now I'm going to get that chicken tender off there. 1, 2, 3 little slices on that one, or 3 little pushes with my knife. Now there you'll see where the wishbone is connecting to the breast. Just be careful, and then just run your knife gently up that side. Pull that chicken tender out, and you can take that whole side off the breast if you wanted now. Again, just you see where the meat mostly is. Just run the knife along the side of the rib cage to the joint where the wing was attached. Just push that aside with the back of your knife. Run your thumb up along that bone. I pushed too hard there, I broke it. So right along that tender part, like yay, like yay. Just cup your fingers around that chicken tender and it'll slide right out. There's that wishbone that I broke off, so I'm just going to run it back to the top of the breast, like that. Take this breast, kind of fold it back in your hands, and then just pull. More or less. And sometimes we'll come right off. Like I say, these are more mature birds, so they are stuck together a little better. And just take some of the fat off that you don't really want. And another big breast. And some more, like this is a whole chicken back with the breastbone on. I'm going to boil these up and make soup stock out of it.